I'm delighted to be joined by Ben Whittaker. You've got a massive fight coming up at the weekend with Suarez. As we can tell by the background, you're a big anime fan. So if you were to compare your fight style to any anime character, who do you reckon you go for?
Oh, see now we're talking, man. I'll go with Rock Lee because he does the drunken master style. That's what I can do. So probably him or Vegeta. I know I like Vegeta.
Absolutely. You're going to have to channel those guys at the weekend in the fight with Suarez. So give me a little breakdown and prediction of this one, Ben.
A win. I look good while doing it. I can either go the whole 10 or beat him down and get him out of there. It's just how I'm feeling, what he brings. But I know no matter what, I'll win. I've worked hard. On paper, he's a good opponent, but I just feel like if I go out there and do what I'm supposed to do, I'll show the levels really.
100%. You're growing and growing and growing, getting better and better and better, becoming a bigger star by the minute, it seems like. Of course, eventually you're going to be in there with the likes of Dmitry Bivol. So when you look at somebody like him, what is your key to beating Bivol?
Just be yourself. It's all good and well saying it, of course, but I have been at a high level as an amateur, and those make or break fights is going out there and fighting your fight, not fighting their fight, and you can bring that over to the pros as well. At the end of the day, he's just another man. Yeah, he's powerful. Yeah, he's this and that, but nobody really moves like me at light heavyweight. No, nobody really got my speed, my athleticism, my agility. So I just have to use all of that. Have him
100%.
shadowboxing in there.
You touch on the high level you got to as an amateur. And at one point, you're even giving Anthony Joshua advice, weren't you?
Hey, get slide out, man. I can do it all. I can box and I can coach. I'll be doing PTs after this, man, if you need some help.
Absolutely. And obviously, continuing on the line of your friendship with Anthony Joshua, was there a time when you and AJ bumped into Floyd Mayweather and Joshua made a massive prediction about what you were going to do in the future?
Yeah, it's funny. I'm not really into that meet and greet stuff. I don't like it. But some man that I knew said, come down. And then I was like, oh, no, AJ, so I'll go down. And when I went down there and met him, Floyd Mayweather was one of my favorite fighters. So it was a good moment, to be fair. And it's funny how things turn out because I'm getting there. And I don't know if I want to, but he did say I'll become a heavyweight. I'm light heavy at the moment, but he did say I'll become a heavyweight. But it was a good interaction, and it shows that he saw something in me then, and it's coming to fruition now.
Yeah, it'd be amazing if you could win world titles at light heavyweight and heavyweight, even cruiserweight, perhaps. But obviously, you went around the world as an amateur. And I've heard you say that a trip to Uzbekistan was the greatest and worst trip of your life. So can you tell me a little bit about that trip to Uzbekistan?
Yeah, man. I tell you now, it makes you privileged. It opens your eyes to show about what we've got here. You have to be thankful for because there was kids there who was like 5, 6 years old. They was running up the mountain with weights in the hands. They didn't go to school. They got like took to this boxing school where it's just like a big flat. They'd all share a room, and all they did every day was box. And I was privileged to say, like, I had my own upbringing. I could have a laugh and mess around with my friends. And boxing was a hobby. But then it kind of opened my eyes to say, if these kids at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are training like this, we need to step it up. So it was a good insight. You got to spar some of the best fighters, even people like I'm sure Israel Mamedov was there, and he trained in the same gym, and Beck Mercuziev or whatever, the super middleweight. So it was around good fighters. And like I said, it opened my eyes to say, I'm on this level too. I sparred good, I look good. And I come back from there. I couldn't wait to jump on my own bed, man. I had enough of that damn. That bed was like the Flintstone bed, man. I was like, nah, man. But like I said, it was a good thing and a bad thing. But those trips made you a great fighter. I went there. I've been to Russia. I've been to Kazakhstan. So you take all those experiences.
Absolutely. You touched on the sparring there, and I believe that your first spar at Team GB was with Joshua Buatsi, and you didn't even have a gum shield, I think. So you can tell me a little bit about
Yeah, I ain't getting all this, man. Yeah,
that.
so I went there with a grade zero point 0.5 haircut. My brother done me dirty, man. My brother said, oh, I can cut your hair. So I said, yeah, make sure, because I got photos tomorrow. Do my hair. Next thing you know, I'm gonna have to go a grade lower. Cut a long story short, zero point 0.5. Walked in there. AJ was there, took a photo, blah, blah, blah. They're showing us around. You signed the contract. And then Rob McCracken come up to me and goes, right, mate, what weight are you? And I said, oh, at the moment, then I was middleweight. So I said, I'm 75 kilo. And he goes, oh, do you want to do a bit of sparring? And you ain't going to say no on your first day. You would look ridiculous. I wouldn't say no anyway, but I thought, I ain't got no kit. So I said, yeah, no worries. I said, when? So I thought maybe I can go back and get my stuff. He goes, in about 10 minutes if you can warm up. I went, yeah, man, no worries. Man, I asked one of the boys, like, give me some of your kit, man. I was there with his tight ass head guard, tight groin guard. And I said, who do you want me to spar? He goes, oh, Josh Buatsi. Didn't know him at the time. I jumped in there, did my rounds, did quite well. Next thing you know, I've moved up to the podium squad. So it was a fast turnaround and never looked back. Then I was there every single week, learning from the best fighters, and it got me to where I was now.
And going back even further into the archives, obviously, I assume with you having such amazing ring walks that maybe Prince Nassim might have been your idol, but it turns out you're at a caravan park, you're watching the TV, and that's where you discovered your boxing idol. So, can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so my dad was always into boxing. I didn't really like boxing. I was more WWE and all that fake rubbish, really. Even though I still like it now, I know it's fake now. But I like the WWEs and this and that. And then I came out the caravan thing. My dad was watching TV. It was the Olympics. I think it was Athens or whatever. And he was what I said, oh, who's this? And he goes, oh, it's Amir Khan. He's supposed to be like the next thing since sliced bread, blah blah blah. So I thought I'd watch it with him. And just something about the Cuban, man. The Cuban was like beautiful, like pleasing on the eye. He was floating around the ring. And ever since then, I was like, he's sick. Always watched him, and he's my favorite boxer today, Mario Kindling. And when you look back, how good was Amir Khan to fight somebody like that at that age and just to fall short? Yeah, you have to give him his dues. But the Rob Kindling when he come back, man, I didn't like that. They brought him to England, they done him dirty, but it is what it is.
Now, we talked all about your memories in boxing. I want to touch a little bit on your memories about football. Can you tell me about your time working at Wolverhampton and how you were a bit of a menace when it came to the pies?
Oh man. So yeah, my dad, you get to that age where I've always said I'm gonna be a boxer, I'm gonna be a boxer. I don't need to have a job. But it's all good and well saying that when your mum and dad are saying you gotta pay board. So my dad got me a job at JD actually. I got sacked from there just from like messing around really. And he goes, I got you another job. You're working at the Wolves. And like he used to work in the tunnel. So he was nice. He used to like have a laugh with the footballers. He used to get shirts. I was in there with the hooligans. And then the man said, here's your gift card or your voucher card. You can eat your food, but not in front of the fans. But the time we get there, the fans are coming in. So I was like, what am I supposed to eat? So then I thought I broke the system. I'd let all the fans get the game, 10 minutes in, then I'd sneak off, get my pucker pie, my little hot chocolate or something, and eat it in the toilet. And then eventually I got caught, got sacked, and that was it. But luckily enough, about 2 weeks after I got sacked, or while I was working there, I got the letter to say I've got Team GB assessment trials. That's the year. I'm not gonna get on there. So that was the opening door for me.
100%. And you've gone on such an amazing journey since then. You've had big wins as an amateur, big wins in the pros. One in particular, Liam Cameron. And going into that rematch, you must have had the pressure of the world on your shoulders. Can you tell me a little bit about dealing with that and then ultimately getting the win over Liam?
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. Like I said, on paper, not trying to sound big-headed, but I'm a lot better than Liam Cameron, and it showed in the second fight. So it was a bit of annoying that that even happened. But in walks of life, these things need to happen for you to get better, I suppose. Like I said, I went from being a good amateur, nobody really knew you, to the next thing I've got like 3 million followers. So like, I was all over the place. I was getting flown here. I was going to Milan. I was doing Fashion Week. It was a bit too much. But then this fight, I just went back to the old me. I just trained, didn't really do too much media stuff. And I went out there and did what I was supposed to do. And the pressure was kind of a good pressure. I liked it because I knew how good I was really. A lot of people, oh, Bernie's this, that, or Whittaker and all that. It's quite funny because I thought when I go out there and silence everybody, what can they really say? And I kind of like that. It's like a villain arc in the anime. I come back and I silenced everybody. And it was a good thing. And funny enough, when I was backstage and it was all booing, I said, yeah, I like this. I kind of like it. Like you always watch TV, like the big fights, and you see people get booed, some people get cheered. And I was happy that I had that experience.
And you've gone on such an incredible journey. It's been a privilege talking to you all about AJ, all about Uzbekistan, all about the pies. It's been great. But before I let you go, is there anything else that you would like to mention?
No, no, just thanks for your time. Like I said, it's going to be a good ride. I'll definitely be one of the top British fighters. Just stay on the journey, keep watching me, and make sure you tune in there this following weekend. It's going to be something special.